The 2011 Amherst Railway Hobby Show is about to begin. John, hit it!
Hey everybody, it's John, Sacerdote, show director at the Amherst Railway Society, and we are back for the second day of all kinds of fun. So let's do a little review here and make sure we're good with everybody navigating. We may have some new viewers today, this last day of January. It's cold up here in Palmer, in our studios in Palmer, Massachusetts. It was about 10 degrees coming in this morning. But let's take a look at the landing page where you all started from this morning. You could see down the left, there's who's in store today. But take a quick look at, as we scroll down, our sponsors. Take a look at the show schedule download, list of exhibitors, and you'll see how this is all set up. And you're going to have to scroll down a little bit more to get down towards Sunday, of course. And you can see where we're at and what's happening. And there's a couple of things. Be sure to open for each segment, open up each time slot, because there's a couple in there that have a little bit of extra. So if we go down to like 1:15, for example, you could see a lot of downloads for ITLA, that kind of stuff. So keep in mind that no matter what's happening, you might see a bunch of things. So check out each time slot on this landing page while you're actually watching the video, because that might show you some extra samples, extra videos, extra drop downs. It's got Zoom meeting information, as you'll see in a few minutes as we proceed throughout the day. Let's take a look at how we might navigate. So I'm going to scroll up to the top, and I'm going to look to see who is showing today of the 81 exhibitors that are here. So we obviously yesterday and today don't have time for all of them, but all of the folks that wanted to be listed in this show are there in the list of exhibitors, all alphabetical, of course. But let me show you how this might work. So if we head back down, let's go down. Oh gosh, let's go down to Trains and More, guys. So if we go all the way down to Trains and More, LLC, we see it's Todd and Bev Metcalf. And if we click on that, we go to their website. So just, you know, I'm always that teacher trainer kind of guy. So I want to show you about people's websites. This is actually a landing page. And as we scroll down, he's got a couple of things that are new. And this is a guy that does a lot of flyer stuff, guys. So a lot of all kinds of American flyer stuff. But as you scroll down, you can see where he's going to be, any specials he's got, all that kind of stuff. But finally, all the way down to the bottom, there's a little button, dead center, kind of pink, and it says enter. So don't be afraid to enter. So let's click on the enter button, and you finally get to his page where there's some general information, grading system, preparation. And so he tells you how he's rating all of these things. So don't be afraid to head down through somebody's site, but look for things like that. This one is a nice landing page at the beginning. I like, because it really shows you some specials before you get to the rest of the page. So very cool website there for Todd and Bev Metcalf, guys. And whenever I need flyer stuff, and that's how I originally started way back in 1957. With a layout that I saw at G. Fox and Company in Hartford, Connecticut, is one of those typical, really cool department stores, right? You head up to the 10th floor, and there was this layout. I'd never seen a finished layout before in my life, and I just looked, and my eyes were like, seriously? I was 7 years old, so that was, as I said yesterday, about 20 years ago. So what happened was, there was a flyer layout, there was a Lionel layout, and this new scale, HO scale, on a mountain up in the top, and I just was mesmerized for the whole time. So anyway, that's what we're talking about here. A couple of other announcements. Zoom meetings going on all day at Todd Architectural Models. So head down to Todd Architectural Models. If you don't see it in the time slot, look it up in the listing. And he's got that information there. Don't forget, Artie Fahey is doing his Bar Mills thing all today with clinics, et cetera, simulcasting to a couple other places and doing those kinds of things. So you could check that out. And also we have Laro Productions. Pete is running a couple of Zoom meetings as well, and they started yesterday. So we'll highlight some of that as we get a little bit later in the show. So keep that in mind. And a special shout out to a friend of mine, Rich Paskowitz, who turns out of virtual Railfan people that he emailed me last night and said, "Hey, I've been a subscriber for virtual Railfan for years, and you know it's one of those Kevin Bacon 6 degrees of separation." Well, if you talk to someone long enough, there's no way it's 6 degrees of separation. It's like 2 or 3 degrees of separation. So another great example. Hey, Rich, thanks, buddy, for watching. And let's see what we've got coming up, guys. Okay, so we're going to tee it up with the hub division coming up in a little bit. But before that, let's head on over to Ashland, Virginia, guys, and let's see what the weather's like in Ashland, Virginia. So if we could hit the Ashland camera, Mike, that'd be great. And we'll see you guys in about 5 or so minutes. Take care. Be right back. Hey, everybody, we're back. And did you see that snow? That's what's coming our way. They're telling us tomorrow that we're going to get 10 to 14 inches. I understand down in the Ashland area, they're going to get about 6 and then it'll turn to rain. But it's going to be 10 to 14 up here, if not more, as we go further north. So interesting. But what a great shot that was with the camera right there. Little train town. Looks really cool. And with the snow, I was just off camera looking at it and going, oh my God, this is what's coming our way. So interesting stuff. Hey, let's head on over to our next area. We're going to just cruise a website, guys, but there's a good announcement here. We're going to go to the Hub Division Modular Group, another group that comes to our show. They're set up in the Better Living Center in the BLC, and they've got a huge layout, not quite as big as the Amherst Beltlines, but just the same, giant. And they also put on this great show in Marlborough, Massachusetts. About I think it's the first weekend in December. I've gone to it almost every year they've had it. They couldn't have it this past year, obviously, but a nice show in that a lot of the vendors that exhibit at our show are there, so I get to see a lot of old friends and catch up, and they get to yell at me because by then we publish where the table locations are, and if they don't like it, I get to hear about it. But seriously, it's all good. But let's head on over. So if I scroll down to the list of exhibitors, I'm going to head down to the Hub Division what is that? Oh, HO Modular Group. Out of range of my glasses, and I click on the hubdivision.org. Excuse me. And we look and we see what's going on. The Hub Division is hosting the 2021 New England Regional Convention. Cool. So we're talking about the NMRA and et cetera, et cetera. But if you look down, there's calendars, there's headlights, there's member articles, modular group. It's telling you everything about what's going on. And if you look, believe it or not, the convention website, which is to take place October 11th, 8th through 11th, in Westford, Mass, guys. You could see right dead center underneath that first announcement is the convention website. So if you click on that, you could see that we're actually in the Mill City 21 website. It's at Lowell National Park. There's all kinds of things going on. We could see what's happening and check these out because it really does tell you everything that's going on, including how to sign up, what clinics. I'm going to head to the clinics. They've already got some clinics set up already, operations. So you could see there's a couple things. Oh, I got a broken link there. But we could go to layouts. We could see whose layouts are going to be involved. I've been to the NER Regional many times. My first time, I think, was way back when it was up in Crawford Notch in, geez, don't quote me, 79, I think, was the first time I ever went. And there was a huge snowstorm the night before getting there. Pulled into the hotel, and the guy goes, "You're the last one." And I said, "Okay, thanks." It was like midnight, and the convention started the next day. But I've been to it on and off many times just to see what's going on. Great contests, all kinds of things associated with that, guys. You could see the little sub-menu contest and any trips. And so they do have little trips and sometimes those self-guided trips where you can drive yourself to various layouts and they have open houses all day and stuff, which is, again, you heard me say it yesterday, if you were around yesterday, I love doing that. I'd rather go to somebody's layout and just pick it apart and say, in a figurative sense, and say, "How'd you do that?" And I don't take notes or anything because, you know, the stuff that really sticks out in my mind, I'll remember. So really interesting stuff. So just by going to their site, you get an invite, jump over to the Mill City 21. Again, that's October 11th, the 8th through the 11th. Guys, I see that taking place because I see most of us being vaccinated by then, if not enough to create a herd mentality. So I think we're going to be great with that. So cool that we could go there. And then there's general interest, there's operations, there's prototype, what they're doing. A lot of times there'll be tours of nearby actual prototype stuff and buildings and electronics. There's a lot to see. So you should really investigate the entire site. And it's always a lot of fun too. And I think that'll probably be one of the first early get-togethers again. I know there's a lot of things already canceling in all the way up to May. So we'll see what happens. But that one is probably my guess right now. That's a pretty sure thing. So we'll see what happens. As far as our show is concerned for next year, we're on in a big way. We've already got a contract signed. We're already starting with hotels for next year. The prices are actually going to be locked in, so we're not raising any prices for exhibitors. The price of the admission to the show is going to be the same. This year, guys, people have been asking me like crazy, hey, do you have 2021 pins? And the answer is, I sure do. So we have 2021 pins, and we'll give you more with a follow-up about those later. So one more time, the 2021 pins are in, and we have those. And actually what I've done it a couple of times, and we probably will do some sort of a raffle giveaway. I've got every pin since the beginning, including that elusive black pin, which was a black background and gold for our 50th anniversary. And so I've got a set on a card of every single pin, and we'll do something with that coming up. And not necessarily in this show, I mean at a later date. So we're going to have a lot more videos for you, a lot more live broadcasts as we learn about how to get into the 21st century appropriately. So with that, let's go very quickly bounce to another rail cam just for a few seconds. That'll catch us up and keep us on time, guys. But I love this traveling all around the United States with our friends at virtualrailfan.com. So let's head on over to another location for me, Mike, please. Hey everybody, we're back, and Mike, I gotta say, you're killing me here. We go to Ashland where it's snowing and I feel the cold, and then the next thing I know, we're in Tucson, Arizona. The sun is shining, the train's going by, and it looks like it's like 80 degrees there. So wow, we're traveling all over the place. So thanks for that. I felt warmer. My feet here actually are freezing, but that did a lot to help me. So we'll see where we're going next. You never know. So stay tuned for that. Hey, let's go over, guys, to Gandy Dancer Hobbies. And I said, years ago, I said, what the heck is a Gandy Dancer? And actually a Gandy Dancer is just someone who used to work on the railroad. All right. They were usually section hands, that kind of stuff. So it was just a slang term for I work on a railroad. I'm a Gandy Dancer. So who knew? And there's all kinds of extra terms and stuff like that if you're interested. The Fodlers with their milk cars and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of stuff, and you'll see them all at our show. They're all there. So let's go over at Gandy Dancer. So guys, look down in your directory, go to GandyDancerHobbies.com. And you'll be able to see what's going on. And right away it tells you what they do. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see they do accessories, they do parts, they do all kinds of detail. And if you saw these things in person, you'd go, whoa, they are serious details. So as you scroll down, you can see they've got a lot of cranes that they do. When you go by their table at the show, all these, you can't miss them. There's all these cranes. Look, I'm doing my hand thing. It'll allow you to see everything that's going on. So, it'll allow you to see all of that kind of stuff. And if I scroll all the way back at the top, you can see this. And look, they've got a a search page. We talked about searching yesterday, all that kind of stuff. Across the top, you have About Us, the products. They actually have taken the Sheepscott scale products line as well. So check that out. Let's go and see what the Gandy Dancer products are all about. So if I click over there and if I go down to accessories, let's go to accessories, and you can see a lot of different things that they have. So they do a lot of different things, and we could go to their galleries and see what's going on. And let's go to their cranes. This reminds me of other folks that come to our show, guys, the 187th group, and they do a lot of work in cranes and all of this stuff. So you can see a bunch of 187th cranes and that kind of thing. So check out that website when you get a chance. I'm going to go back to their home, but you could, if you want, you could see, I love that opening picture with a little tank locomotive on the trailer with the section tracks. The sectional track looks like it's handmade. But if I go to About Us, it really will give you a little bit of a history of what they're doing. Always go to the About Us if a person has that on their website, because sometimes it gives you a little bit of a history about them, what they model, how long they've been around, what else is going on. I always like to learn about what's happening by going to those sites. So I think they might have, do they have show specials listed? If I go back to their products, and let's go to the Sheepscott scale products and current builds, and we'll see what's going on there. And they have look, they have all kinds of accessories and ramps and trailers and tractors and all kinds of cool stuff. So it really allows you to see what's happening. If I go to the next, contact us, and go to the next show, they've got, and we talked about this yesterday, if someone has an area where they have a contact us and you need to fill out something, do it, because they'll give you product announcements. They won't bombard you. Most of these folks, most of my exhibitors, they don't bombard you with with email, other than giving you updates to what's going on. So send them a little message and just say, hey, I just want to hear about new things, or ask a question, and they'll probably contact you. So you also can actually just give them a call if you'd like. So it'll allow you to see what's happened. Their phone number is there. They're right in Belmont, New Hampshire. So it'll allow you to take that kind of stuff to them. And again, if you go back to galleries, let's go look at dump trucks. I have a friend, shout out Dale, who loves dump trucks and logging trucks. I changed my mind. I'm going to logging trucks because I just noticed that, because I do a lot of logging with my narrow gauge, and there's some transfer, and there's paper mills, which is prototypically true in Maine, especially back in the day when they used to float all the logs down the rivers, and that's been banned since probably the 70s. But there's a lot of great looking log trucks here, and you can see what's happening. If you click on any one of them, you'll get a close-up of it, and you'll see what's happening. So log trucks are one of my favorites. That's kind of cool. And you could back out of any of these and take a look, guys. They have all kinds of stuff, junkyard cranes. I have 3 junkyards on my railroad, and they've got all kinds of cranes. I've got a couple of those little cranes that you could build in like an evening on the layout. I love them because the details are little. They're called Lil Hooks, and I think they were from Alexander. I'm sure I'll get corrected, but they're really cool. They were in the yellow box, and all the parts were there. And a lot of metal castings, a lot of wood, old style kit, my kind of kit. You know, where you could you have to cut things and put them together and all that kind of stuff. So Gandy, Dancer Hobbies, guys, always at the show, been there for a long time, and we look forward to seeing them back once we are live again. So with that, back to our Railfan, virtual Railfan friends. Mike, take us someplace else in the country, please. Hey, everybody, we're back. Just flew in from San Juan Capistrano. I won't say it. Yeah, I will. Boy, my arm's tired. Bada boom. So, big announcement, quick. I just got these, honestly, just yesterday. No, I got these Friday. Best Bollinger Edgerly scale trains. And these are kits for $20, sometimes a little bit less. I'm not sure the pricing yet because they're hot off the presses, but this is one of their new lines of let's do something real easy. And he's got 20 different, he calls these just the basics. I'll try to show them to you up close, but they're very cool and they should be on his website. If they're not, they will be there soon. But he sent me 20 samples. So we'll use these to help raise money. I want to thank them for it. But these little kits are cool. So I'm opening the box for the first time, right? And I'm looking at the back of the box, not knowing it was the back of the box. And I look at the next one and the next one, and they're all the same. I said, he sent me all the same kit. So I didn't realize that those are just the instructions and the same set of instructions with the same picture. And then I look at the front, I go, oh, never mind. So it allows me to see. And then I finally realized, oh my God, he sent me one of everything he's got. So Brian, thank you so much. Jill, I appreciate it. So guys, let's head on over. Now, let me tee this up a little bit first. I am so impressed with these people. They are from the UK. It's Hattons Model Railways Limited. And I wasn't sure what they were the first time I was approached by them, but it turns out they've only been to the show once. They wanted to come back this time. They're coming back next year. So they fly all the way over from the UK and they have a huge inventory. So there might be the equivalent of someone like that over here. But I'll tell you, they are really, really big over there. And we'll show you a little bit of a video in a second. And it just shows you, it's a good illustration of how professional these folks are and how much they care. And they tried like a son of a gun to put something together for us because they've got this big announcement coming up. I don't want to be too cryptic about it, but they are going to follow up with us. I said, relax, don't try to get it ready because they're not ready to announce it yet, but they will be in like about a week. And it's got to do with their line as it will appeal to the United States. They would love to break into the United States a lot more. And honestly, they're using our show as one of the many vehicles to break into the show. But this is a very short video. But boy, is it nicely done. And honestly, I've watched it 2 or 3 times because they are so good at what they do. So with that, let's jump to the video. But if you go to their website, stop, Mike. So if we go to the website, guys, you could play that video anytime you want. If you head down to their main page and you scroll down a little bit where it says our store, I believe it's that first video right there. Let's just play it and you'll see for yourself. And I'll be right back after that video. It's only a couple minutes long, but I just am very impressed by it. Go ahead and roll the video.
Hattons, your local online model railway store.
There's a great team of people here, a lot of modelers involved in the company, and we learn from each other.
Each item is photographed individually, so every time you look at photos for a pre-owned item, it is of that item. It's not stock images, it's not images you took for a previous pre-owned item. It's always of the item being listed.
We've got some very knowledgeable people in the store to help, and again, if they get stuck on anything, if they need any more help, we've got the guys in here that can always go out and tell the people firsthand as well.
And we also have the test tracks set up around the business as well and run different locomotives and look at different products. And we've got the warehouse right next door, so we can physically look at the products, hold them and see how they work and function as well.
Because of the barcode and the control of the products running through the company, it's absolutely superb. We know and track everything as it goes through, so it's 100% effective in that manner. So we do export items all over. So Australia is one of the big ones, and America, right through Europe. We even sell into China and Japan.
For the customer service side, it's not just a boxing company. We provide that product knowledge and everything as part of the customer's journey.
I'd heard about Hattons from a number of friends who I discovered were model railway enthusiasts, so they said come down and take a look because the stock was vast.
Hey, everybody, make sure you you head on over to that website and check out the detail. They have a ton of product announcement. They've got a lot of streaming videos, a schedule of upcoming live streams. They do these weekly things, and you could set reminders, etc., for yourself. So check that out and make sure you go back to them. And then in next year's show, come and visit these guys, because I'm sure by then they'll have that new product announcement. And watch for that. We'll be sending out some notifications on our Facebook channel, and as well as our Facebook page, I should say, and our website about what's happening with that follow-up with Hattons. It was very intriguing in that they wanted me to tease, but not too much, as they said. So we'll see what's happening. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on, because I suspect it's a product line that we're going to be wanting to check out, more of an American theme for what they're doing now. So we'll see what's happening. So with that, I did not know this, but Virtual Railfan has a thing called a grab bag. So let's go learn more about that. So let's go check out the Virtual Railfan latest grab bag. Over to you, Mike.